our thing has always been, we keep it real and we keep it underground and we don't pander to like the commercial forces.
These are two true pioneers, widely recognised as the godfathers of jungle and drum and bass.
Fabio and Grooverider!
Fabio and
Grooverider!
They created and helped shape the evolution of jungle and the culture that followed. Individually, they're legends, but together, they're one of the most iconic duos the culture has ever known. An honour to welcome to the very first NURA in Kenya, Fabio and Grooverider.
Our journey started way before jungle and drum and bass, so it's probably getting closer to more 40 years, or just at least 35. Anyway, we started off with soul and funk, so long before any house or any sort of electronic dance music even evolved. I like to think that we were part of that evolution. As I say to Fabio all the time, we always think that we're going to be going back to do a normal job next year. You know, it's been the same, but you've got to have that mentality, right? Or else you stop pushing, don't you? So, yeah, I had no idea we were still going to be in this game. I didn't even realise I was going to be in the game 6 months, let alone 35 years.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as Groove said, it's not just the jungle thing. We was involved in warehouse parties in the 80s and, you know, the rise of house music, you know what I'm saying? And then jungle came after all that kind of stuff. So our story's deep.
Yeah.
It's very, very deep. Our story is really, really deep. Jungle's just a part of our story, but don't get me wrong, it's an important part of our story.
You know, it's an innovation of what we were doing.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? So jungle was probably one of the first music to come out of Britain that was accepted around the world. Like, that was totally ours, because house music, you know, we platformed house music more than America did when it first dropped, but it wasn't ours. Do you get what I'm saying? Jungle is 100% ours. And, you know, that's what our export is.
We've always kept an underground scene, do you know what I mean? No matter what happens with the music. I mean, even recently, it's gone through another kind of like coming out phase, isn't it? Where everyone's talking about drum and bass, it's getting in the charts. But that doesn't really matter to us. You know, our thing has always been, we keep it real and we keep it underground and we don't pander to like the commercial forces. We never have. And I think that's what keeps jungle and drum and bass going, because other genres in the past have completely sold out.
That's all they do, isn't it? It's like, if you're looking to get, I'll go put a comparison with garage. They don't stop playing old music.
Yeah.
Jungle and drum and bass is always about the next thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's what keeps it innovative and fresh, because we're always looking, and when DJs are not scared to play new music, it's like garage, I've always noticed, like, yo, they're always playing the same tunes. I could go to a garage rave and still hear the same tunes they were playing 20 years ago, which is cool, but I didn't sign up for an old school rave.
It's because we're separate, but we're unified. Because from the start, we got rules and we do things in a certain way that a lot of artists don't really do. You know, that's what's kept me and Groove together. It's not just like the music.
There's no formula. No, there's no formula. I don't think so. Yeah, you got to be in the right tempo and have the right sort of mix downs, but there's not really a formula. Any style of tune could hit you. When a tune hits you, it hits you, innit?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, there's regulation tunes that, you know, follow the formula and they're all right, but they're not gonna hit you in the heart. Only certain tunes do that, right?
There's some tunes that just got that timeless element to them.
They're just made that way.
They're made that way, and they're just special tracks. These tracks are special, so they wouldn't have lasted that long. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know many people that, many producers that go into a studio and say, the tune that I'm gonna make today is gonna be a hit. You don't know that. You're never gonna know that. It just, those ingredients came together that day. That's what makes a hit. There's no actual formula for it.
No, there ain't no formula. There's no formula. And that's the thing. That's another thing, you know. When you go down that commercial road. This is why we avoid it. Everyone then tries to make the same kind of shit.
Exactly, they think that's the formula.
They think that's the formula.
And
So that's wrong, because there ain't no formula.
There ain't no
There ain't none. That, you know, say like a tune that blows up, I can guarantee you 99 times out of 100, that's been by accident. It's not because they've sat down and gone, well, we want to write a hit. They've written something, it's blown up, and then other people think, oh, right, we want to copy it.
I say that, but that's how it used to be. With the age of social media getting pumped into people's heads, it probably changes a bit.
True.
But that's how it used to be.
True.
I just want to see what they eat out there, man. That's what I'm more curious about. Right? I don't know anything about Kenyan food. I've been to South Africa, so I'm that side of Africa I don't know about. I know the food was kind of lashing in South Africa, so I'm seeing if the Kenyans can match up, man.
You know, we've been DJing a long time, so we've been all around the world. We've been to very alien places and played this music, do you know what I mean? So there ain't going to be no surprise on that level, because we know that this music is very progressive like that. I'm just curious about being in Africa. There's a friend of ours that has been out there and told us the drum and bass scene out there is small, but it's you know, energetic, and there's a vibe, and it's building. So anything like that, you know, me and Groove are always happy to be a part of building something. So yeah, it's going to be. I'm very curious. I don't know what to think, but I'm just curious about the whole thing.
So, next question. Jungle was obviously born out of African culture and sound system culture.
We were into the drums. We were into the tribal aspect.
Yeah.
Percussion. We were really into the percussive nature of house. That's why we played instrumentals, because we kind of thought vocals ruined it.
Yeah. Spoiling the drums.
Spoiling the drums. And that, you know, we've always gravitated towards that drum sound. And even with drum and bass, it was just a logical progression for us, because if you listen to our house sets and early jungle, you can see the light. It's the drums. Because the house we used to play, we didn't used to just like the normal fall to the floor. We used to like...
It was drum heavy and bass heavy.
Drum heavy, like that's why we like hip house, because they were using hip hop breaks in house. So the drums has always been a part, as even Groove said, going even further back to funk. Funk was about that drums vibes as well, and hip hop and soul. So
all of these things are fathers of jungle.
yeah, no, 100%.
So alongside the show, there's a writers' camp and a DJ camp happening, and you've been invited to the listening party.
Obviously, we want to hear what tunes they're making. Do you get what I'm saying? I expect a high standard. Everybody uses the same equipment worldwide, so why wouldn't we? Do you get what I'm saying? Because this music is worldwide. There's more than enough tutorials showing people how to make this music. So I expect a high standard. The music's not new. You get what I'm saying? It's not new anymore. It's not a fresh, you know, this music's been around 20, 30 years. I expect a high standard.
We're not going out there with no expectations at all. We're going out there to, you know...
It's the home of the drum. Show me.
Come on, exactly.
You're supposed to be showing me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's good starting up small. I think sometimes when you go to places, they try and do big parties, and it just crashes and burns because they end up losing too much money.
The most important thing is your sound system. I care about lights and lasers and all that shit. Just need people and a good sound system and nothing else.
You know, you've got to start small, and as Groove said, the sound system, especially for what we do, maybe the more commercial side of drum and bass, you don't need it as much. But for what me and Groove do, playing a lot of bass heavy tracks and a lot of kind of like a dub kind of vibe. So if the sound ain't right, so that's what I would say to the promoters out there. Make sure the sound systems, you get that sound system right. We don't care about lights and all that kind of nonsense.
For me personally, one that knows the music, actually, you know, who actually understands how the music flows, yeah, exactly, and knows when to shut up. it's a standard, but you think that'd be standard, but it's not. Because some people think they're bigger than the music, some MCs, you know what I'm saying? So
My favourite is GQ.
I've got, GQ.
Yeah,
There's fews, GQ, Dynamite,
yeah. Even the likes of Shabba.
Shabba,
Shabba's cold, man.
flows,
Yeah, you know?
that
You know,
Eskman.
Yeah, oh my days.
Yeah, you know, they all, a lot of the professional MCs, not the ones who are doing it in their bedroom. I'm talking about the professional ones who know. You know, they all perform to a standard, man, a very high standard. So I want somebody to entertain the crowd. That's what it's about.
Especially for us as well, do you know what I mean? And we know that MCs have got to start somewhere, but, you know, a lot of the times when MCs, you know, MC for me and Groove, and it's the first time they've done anything like this, they just get too excited, man.
Yeah.
And they start shouting, and it's kind of like, yo, this is too much. And that's why all the MCs that we named, they've just got a professional vibe about them. Do you know what I mean? GQ's, for me, his tone and everything is just, he's the one, do you know what I mean? But then, he's just immaculate.
And he understands less is more.
Yeah, exactly. And he understands the music as well. Eskman and all of them started off like we did in small little clubs, and they've just come through because they were good. They got the X factor, do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What keeps it rude where it actually came from is me and Fabio.
Do you know, I tell you something that's really important is that, you know, me and Groove are out there every single weekend, and it's the small promoters.
Yeah.
They just don't get the love, man. You know, we're getting these big, massive corporate companies coming in now, doing their thing, and I ain't slagging them off.
Well, it's good.
It's great because they're doing it for a mass market. They're bringing people in.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's good. It's great. I'm not going to be one of the people who's going to drag anyone who's.
But they need to be cooperating with the small promoter as well.
It's a bit, you know,
Let them know when you're doing your dates, you know, so everybody can coexist.
Yeah, because those small promoters,
They're the backbone of this.
and they ain't doing it for the money. They don't earn money. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're a big promoter and you're going into somebody's town, check the small promoter and say, yo,
right.
this is what I'm doing here, my dates.
Yeah.
You know, work around what
Work
we're doing.
around it.
Work with us. Yeah,
That it doesn't happen enough,
it doesn't happen enough.
and it's, you know, it kills the small promoters. You know what I mean?
And DJs need to remember that too.
They need to remember that.
You know what I'm saying? They want to charge corporate rates to a small promoter. Yo, he's got 200 people in his party. Do you get what I'm saying? And those 200 people to me matter more than 5,000 people who don't actually know what I'm doing. I can't not be without the small clubs. I can't. That's my thing. That's my bread and butter. That's what I live for. It's all right doing big raves. I love big raves and all that, and I love playing to them, but it's not the same.
Me and Groove, we are kind of like all year round DJs. A lot of DJs now just do festivals. It's not even a joke. They do festivals for that 4 or 5 month period, and then they earn big amounts of money and they switch off and they go and do their thing. But me and Groove are just doing this week in, week out because we want to. We could sit down and kind of like switch off and go, right, at the end of the day, you know, fuck the little promoters, and we're going to charge this and that amount of money, and we're just going to like phase them out because we don't care, because it's a money thing. But we don't do that. We don't do that because it's very important to me, especially Groove, that these promoters do not get compromised and they don't get shat on.
No.
And, you know, friends of ours that want to do parties and can't afford the big wages, you know, they're you know, give them a discount.
I just want to have a nice time and listen to some cool music and meet some nice people.
Yeah, it's going to be an experience, you know what I mean? We just want to we're going to experience something completely different, and, you know.
And I better get my food right.
Yeah. The food's got to be right. That's really important. It's been really important from when we started out. I remember we went to Italy once, and they laid on this big meal for me and Groove, and it just didn't taste right. So we went at McDonald's.
Yeah. That's Fabio. I'm Grooverider.
And you can catch us at Distant Relatives on the 7th of February in Cleveland.